Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to look at our pine shaving bin system and see how it's doing. It's been 10 days since my last update, during that update they had blown through all the food that was in the system, and it's time to really just double check and make sure that there is still food in there, because they were really moving through the food quickly as I've been adding more and more. And we also added, I think, some stuff that might try to help break it down. I think we added some coffee grounds, which is supposed to kind of help maybe add a little bit of heat to it, maybe help break it down, although we'll see if that really is the case or not. So with that, let's go take a look. Let's see how these worms are doing in the system, and let's get some more food in there for them to consume and make sure that this material just keeps working its way through. So far, though, these shavings have lasted quite a long time, and it'd be really good if you're trying to build a system where you don't have to add a lot of bedding material and you just really want like kind of the basic bedding material and you just keep adding food. This might be the material for you. So with that, let's go and take a look at the system. All right, here we are with the pine shaving bin. 10/11/21. Today is the 21st, so we'll see how this looks before we take that off, and then we'll add the label back down in the area where we feed if we need food. So first off, we're going to take off this plastic bedding, or this plastic cover on it. Not much on there. Quite a bit on here, as you can see, but a little bit of moisture, but it's still fine. And then this one right here at the bottommost layer, a lot on there. No worms or anything that I'm seeing from a quick glance, but overall looks like there's a lot of moisture on there, which is fine. I mean, you need moisture on these systems, so it looks pretty moist in here right now. And if I had to guess, we had the label in the center, so this is where we fed. So I'm just going to kind of dig down in here, just take a quick look and see if we've got food in here still. And we do. We still have food in here. Worms right now are going to town on it. It looks like this is a coffee filter bag with coffee grounds in it. And if you can see in there, there are pot worms. These almost always come in when I have coffee grounds. I've noticed they'll show up and then they just disappear. But lots of worms on this, as you can see on this filter. I mean, just a ton of them on here. So that's a good sign, I feel. Very heavy moisture content in here. Lots of worms in this area, though, where the filter was and we last fed. Let's just unbury this a little bit more. As we said, I think we added a lot of coffee grounds last time. Oh, wow, look at this. They're just all over this. So they're really, really enjoying this right now. This system. I mean, this is quite amazing here with how many I'm seeing. They're not in the bag itself. I am seeing a few pot worms in there. I don't know if you can see in there, but and then we had, let's just see up more coffee grounds. So as I said, we added a lot of coffee grounds last time. I think I had like an entire container full of them, and they're going pretty gaga over these coffee grounds, but they do take a long time to break down in here. So we're just going to leave that right like that. And the paper on there does act as a bedding material. And then as you can see right near here, tons of worms on that bottom section as well. By the way, everyone, I turned up the brightness a little bit on my camera. I've always felt it's been a little bit lackluster with brightness, so let me know what you think in the comments as we're going through this here. I know you can watch some of my older videos. You can see how it might be a little bit different as far as the darkness in it, but I tried to brighten it up a little bit today. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to just empty these coffee grounds out of this bag a little bit here and spread them around a little bit. No reason for them to be so clumped up where they can't get in there. So there we go. But look at that. Look at all the worms on those. So they're really, really enjoying that. Is that a cocoon? Nope, that's not a cocoon. I thought I saw a cocoon for a second, but so we're going to just put these back down in here. We're not going to add food. There's plenty of food in here for these guys. I mean, this is way more than they need at this moment. I'm just going to try to scrape off my gloves there a little bit. Let's just dig down on this corner right here. And we shouldn't see any worms here in these corners, really, or not too many. And we're not seeing, 4 or 5. It's not like it's a handful. Now, sometimes in these corners, though, you do get quite a few worms that'll come into this area and they'll start looking around in there. So we're just going to continue to spread this out, but I think that this is looking good in this center section right now where those coffee grounds are. So I'm not going to touch that as far as changing it too much, other than getting some of the grounds out. But There are some worms actually in other sections of the bin. I didn't really expect that. I really thought that they'd be kind of focused where that food layer is in the center. But overall, these are starting to break down. I feel a lot more. They've definitely softened up even more than they were before. Let's just see here, one last scoop here. Yeah, these are definitely softer. And you can see there are worms through the other sections. Surprisingly, I really thought that they'd all be in that center section with the coffee grounds. But there also could be, sometimes I know coffee grounds can generate a lot of heat. So, now what I'm going to do here, and we're going to level this back out a little bit. I'm not going to change much in here. This looks plenty moist. Doesn't seem like there's any heat issues or anything like that. It doesn't feel warm through my gloves. I don't have my little temperature gun right near me right now, so I can't grab that. But one of the things I do want to do is I'm going to do this a little bit differently. So we kind of mark here. If you can see that. I don't know if you can see here. Let's just see if we can get a focus on that a little bit. But this says 10/11, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a sticker right on top that says 10/21, which is today's date, like this. And that way we know the last time we fed and that we left the food in this area. So we're just going to kind of mark it like that. And that way you can still see it and see how it's doing here. So this is what we're going to do to just kind of give that a marking. So with that, let's put these bags back on top. We are going to continue to seal this up, sort of. Not, it's not a perfect seal. The idea is that air can get around the sides, but this way the moisture stays inside. Otherwise, I do find that a lot of these bins will dry out in my basement, especially as we get into times where there's less humidity. So we're just going to put that just like that. And this is good to go back on the shelf now. So thank you for watching. Again, let me know what you think about how bright this was. I know I turned up the brightness like by one stop. I'll have to check it on my computer, but it's hard to check without actually doing a breakdown of a bin, so you can actually see what it looks like rather than just a sample bin or something like that. So let me know what you think in the comments, because you're the ones that really are driving this, and we'll go from there. So thank you for watching.